The death of Patsy Cline marked one of the darkest days in the history of country music, and years later, witnesses revealed what they found at that grisly scene. In a 1996 appearance on the TV show Friends and Company, Jerry Pfeiffer, the police dispatcher who received the call about the plane crash that killed Patsy Cline, recalled that fateful evening of March 5, 1963. He claimed it had been a foggy, misty night on which the wind blew and lightning ripped across the sky.
It wasn't a very good night to be flying, I don't think.
Pfeiffer and the rest of the world soon learned the terrible news. Cline was dead, as were her fellow Grand Ole Opry performers Cowboy Copas and Hawkshaw Hawkins. Cline's manager, Randy Hughes, was also killed, having been piloting the plane when it smashed into a wooded hill near Camden, Tennessee. At the crash site, searchers found the mangled remains of Cline and the others. The men were so unrecognizable that police were only able to identify them by the IDs in their wallets. Amid the scattered wreckage, the searchers also found an array of clothing and other items. It was about 6 o'clock the next morning when cotton farmer W.J. Hollingsworth, the man who'd called the dispatcher the evening before, stumbled upon the crash site with his son. The scene was too much for Hollingsworth. He told the Tennessean, "I nearly had a nervous breakdown when I ran down and saw the bodies." When a reporter asked if they could account for 4 bodies, a member of the civil defense suggested that the state of the remains made it too difficult to tell. They simply said, "There's not enough to count."
And I got looking around for bodies, and I couldn't find none, so I happened to look down, and I was standing on a piece of flesh.
The small Comanche 250 airplane that had been carrying Cline and the others to Nashville from Kansas City, where they'd performed a benefit concert, had sliced through a tall oak before smashing into the ground. In its wake was a deep crater and a 300-foot debris path. Singer-songwriter Roger Miller claims that he was the first person at the site of the crash. He and his friend Don allegedly headed to the area in the early morning. Miller says they searched for almost 2 hours before coming across the wreckage. Speaking to author Ellis Nassar for the book Honky Tonk Angel, The Intimate Story of Patsy Cline, he recalled, "An officer asked me to lead the way. As fast as I could, I ran through the woods screaming their names, through the brush and the trees, and I came up over this little rise. Oh my God, there they were." As soon as he saw the wreckage, Miller wanted to turn back. He told Nassar, "It was ghastly. That's the only way to describe it. The plane had crashed nose down." The death scene eventually became a hot spot for looters. News of the crash drove opportunists to the area, and after the bodies were removed, they scavenged what they could. Beside the plane wreckage and human remains, searchers found a white belt with Hawkshaw Hawkins written in gold next to a black and white cowboy boot. The second boot lay nearly 20 feet away next to the broken neck of Hawkins' guitar. A muddy gold slipper, which Patsy Cline had likely been wearing at the time of her death, lay on the ground. High overhead, a red slip hung from a tree. Jerry Pfeiffer remembered that, unlike the other victims, much of Cline's body seemed to be intact, including her torso and head.
We found more Patsy Cline, I'd say, than anyone else.
Pfeiffer noted the smashed guitars, amplifiers, and other equipment that littered the scene along with the star's personal items. He said he saw cowboy hats and parts of the singer's rhinestone suits. According to Pfeiffer, the images he saw that morning stayed with him for a very long time.
It upset me very much.
Yeah.
And it took me several weeks to really get that off my mind.
In the years since, the crash site has become a memorial for Cline. Today, you'll find a plaque and a bulletin board where her fans can leave messages.